Stop recording. Stop recording button.
Alright, today I'm gonna teach you guys some tips with repeat the beat
Portrait flipped.
on the
Landscape.
Oh my god.
Home button to the right. Back button.
I'm gonna teach you guys some tips on playing repeat the beat and mastering it, kind of. At least getting up to a high level of gold or platinum on the Loops M3. So I actually was told by a friend once that even if I did get the game, I'd figure something out, and sure enough, I did. And I was just so excited when I actually beat the entire thing today, but it's still pretty hard. Like, even with my tips, I'm pretty sure it's going to take you at least 10 tries to master it. But the point is not... The point of these tips is not to help you master the game. The real point here, that's not the point. The real point is so that it makes repeat the beat a little bit easier for blind people. Because you get complaints. I've heard of complaints in videos of people. They're like, you can't tell the difference between 2 and 1 light. Well, let me tell you now, you don't have to, because I found a simple trick. Trick. All you guys need to do is memorize a few combinations, and you should be able to master repeat the beat in no time. Again, the point is not to repeat the beat like all 3 levels like I did. The point is to get a pretty high level. So I think with these tips you can expect about gold 3 or higher. Possibly. If you don't screw up. Possibly it should be about gold. You should get about gold. With these tips you should get about gold 3 or higher. So let me show you how the tip goes. So let me show you what I figured out. Each note, so in order for me to really do this, I have to go downstairs and do it on the keyboard, but I can't do that right now because I've got parents downstairs and I don't really want to be downstairs when people are there. So anyway, so I'll try and explain the notes as best as I can. Basically, for those of you who have perfect pitch, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I can explain it in more detail. Just let me know in the comment section, and then I'll maybe explain it in more detail. If I have to do it in another video, I'll do it in another video. But without further ado, but I'm wasting time here. Let's get started with this. So, as you know in Repeat the Beat, on the Loops M3, you have 5 tones. They are, so the deepest one is, again, perfect pitch. Perfect pitch people, you'll know what I'm talking about. The deepest one is C sharp. The second one is E flat. The third one is G. The fourth one is A flat. And the very highest is B. Now, again, if you're still confused, let me know in the comment section. I'll explain it in more detail when I have access to the piano. Right now, I kind of don't. But basically, so those of you who have a Loops M3 already, you know your 1-button combinations. So that would be the deepest is the one closest to the speaker. So C sharp is the one closest to the speaker. The one next to that, so the one closest to the speaker but not actually in front of the speaker, so the one to the right of that one does E flat. The one that's the one to the right of that, so the one that's not completely in front of the battery compartment but closer to the battery compartment, that one is A flat. The one that's in front of the battery compartment is G, and then waving your hand over the top is B. Each of these notes has an assigned 2-button combination. So it's not random. Like, these 2-button combinations are not random. 4 out of 5 of these notes have 1 2-button combination. Only one of these has 2. And the reason why is because you have 6 different combinations, and so it's hard to, and you only have 5 notes, so it's hard to pair them with each one. So what Mattel has decided to do is they decided to pair one of the notes, put 2 2-button combinations in one note. So here's how the combination go, and I would recommend if you have like a brailler or a computer or whatever, for all you blind and visually impaired people. I'm mostly saying this for completely blind people, but if you have something, write these combinations down right now so you have a reference to refer to. The deepest note is either the top 2, so that's the 2 buttons that are closest to the speaker, or the one that's closest to the speaker plus the one near the battery compartment. So that would be, so it's either going to be, again, top 2, so the 2 buttons closest to the speaker together, or it's going to be that the one that's not in front of the speaker but closer to the speaker, and the one that's in front of the battery compartment together. So I'm just gonna say, for simple kind of terms, we're gonna call them 1. So, well, luckily I have my Loops M3 here, but we're gonna call it the one that's in front of the speaker, number 1. The one to the right of that is 2. The one that's closest to the right is 4, and then the one at the far right is 3. So it'd be 1, 2, 4, 3 are the buttons. So again, going with the 2 button combinations, the very lowest note is going to be either 1 and 2, or it's either 1 and 2. So the 2 button combinations for that is either 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. So if you have something that you could write this down on, write it down right now so you have a reference. The second lowest note, so the one that belongs to button 2, its 2 button combination is 3 and 4. So those are the 2 buttons on the far right, 3 and 4. The third, so the one that belongs to button 3, so that's the third highest note, which is a G, if you guys have perfect pitch. That one, its 2 button combination is 2 and 4. All right, I'm just going to pause so you guys have time to write it down. The second highest note, so the one that's the one that belongs to button 4, which is an A sharp in pitch. Its 2 button combination is 1 and 3. So the one on the very left and the one on the very right combined. 1 and 3. And the very highest note, so that's the one that's done by waving your hand over the top. That 2 button combination is 1 and 4. So that's the one on the very left, and then the one that's closest to the right. 1 and 4. All right, so I don't want to make the video too long, but I'm gonna repeat the combinations again, just in case you guys didn't get it the first time. So the very deepest note, it's two button combinations. That one's the only note that has two, but its combinations are either 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. The second up, so the second lowest note, its 2-1 combination, it is 3 and 4. The third highest note, its 2-1 combination is 2 and 4. Sorry, I'm having trouble memorizing this now. 2 and 4. The second highest note, its 2-button combination is 1 and 3. And then the very highest note, its 2-button combination is 1 and 4. So I hope this is more helpful to anyone. I'm mainly speaking for people who are completely blind. Low vision people, you guys can use this technology, this combination as well. If you have any confusions, if you need any more clarifications, I leave them down in the comments below, and I will reply to you and try to clarify things a little better for you guys.
Back. Camera chooser. Stop recording.